What is good, everybody? Anthony here, 6 Scale Mafia in the Morning, episode 28. And I have a special guest here in the morning.
Hey.
My cousins. What's up, dude?
What's up with you, man? How's everybody doing out there?
I hope everybody's doing good. I am half awake. I'll tell you that much. I couldn't sleep last night, man. And I did doze off, right? I dozed off. And I forgot to turn my phone on silent. And then it was just like blue, 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 blue. And they're like, Doc Brown is out. Aren't you excited? And I look at this shit and I was like, Jay was goddamn right, man. Yep. From Saturday night stream.
Yep.
So here we are, everybody. Who's in the chat right now, though? Let's say what's up to the morning crew here. We got Fat Batman. What's up, dude? Always making the work days better. Awesome. Hell yeah. CT603 sitting home with COVID. Oof. Entertain me. Well, I hope you get better, brother. Yep. I'm sure you will. You will. Speedy recovery from Maniac, man. What's up, my dude? Absolutely. Yep. 6 Scale Collections. This clone collector. Forget the head sculpt. I don't want a cardboard plutonium case.
Dude, I didn't even know that until. So wait. Yeah, I didn't know about that. And when I did my videos today, anybody that saw the video earlier, I didn't know about that until after the stream. That's bullshit. But continue. Sorry.
I don't even know where I can continue now. Holy shit. I didn't know that. Again, I just woke up. This is like my first real time. Like, I mean, I like perused it and then fell back asleep. But yeah, we'll continue on. Mr. Mom, what is going on? My dude, 1-6 Salvo as well. Jason, my dude. What up, Space Pimp and the Mafia?
Hey.
Maniac, of course, Evening All. And yeah, Naily Boy, 1970 Evening from the UK. It is evening for you guys over there. You and Maniac and a few others. That's right. It's early for us here, at least for me anyway. Duke, what is good, my man? Andreas, yeah, apparently. Yeah. Chuck G, what is good? What is good? Fig Fate in the house as well. Nice impromptu stream. Yeah, man. Well, you know, I'll do my mornings here and there. And, you know, and Jay knows and everybody who watches me knows I'm super excited for Back to the Future. And, damn, what a letdown. What a letdown. Collector number 1, Blur Dad Life. Andre as well in the house. 1-6 Shape, my dude. And Amir. How you guys doing this morning, this early afternoon, or this evening, wherever you may reside on this spinning rock in the universe? He's out. We'll get right to it. So those of you who may or may not have watched Saturday night, right, myself and Jay, we were talking about this very figure, predicting he would probably come out Sunday evening or at the latest Monday evening. So, you know, it's only obvious, though, right? We're not prophets. I mean, Sideshow was giving out the notices saying, hey, this shit's getting shipped. So we knew the blogger photos were coming, but my point of contention was I thought that this head sculpt was just a placeholder. And that's what they were taking, you know, their time with. But turns out you were right.
Yeah.
You were right.
Sadly.
And we were at the point where it was like, if you guys tuned in, you know, Friday night, it was like we were kind of, you know, really adamant with one another. Like, I'm like, no, man, like I believe they're going to change. I believe they're going to change. And then nothing.
Well, I will say this. I would have thought, I was going to think at least they would change the like little slots behind the ears where the glasses went, but they didn't even change that. That's just lazy.
That's my issue. Well, that was my main issue. Like, the sculpt was the same.
Yep.
And then they didn't fix the slits. And now I'm hearing about this cardboard.
No, that I didn't know about at all until I mean, pretty much we got that information from Sideshow when they did the unboxing. They did the first look, and that was stated. And I didn't see that until, because I didn't even know. I was like, damn, they got that out. You know, they got that out quick. I didn't see it until my stream was over. So I went to watch the video. I was like, cool, let's go look at it. You know, we know the head sculpt was there. And we knew that was going to be a big thing of it. But the carbon plutonium case, what the fuck? Like, and I'm sure it's like that hard, it's the hard cardboard that they probably use for like the Spider-Man
like the
diorama that
pizza
came out.
box or
Yeah, something like that. I think it's going to be a harder version of cardboard, but still cardboard. That should be. It's no reason why that couldn't have been a plastic.
so this is cardboard. This is confirmed, right?
That's cardboard.
Because I'm just waking up.
That's cardboard. Well, at least the sides of it are cardboard.
Yeah, he did update the price though, so it's not totally a rehash. Yeah, he sure did. He sure did. And listen, I may be sounding a little overly critical here, but that's because I am an actual fan of this property. Like Jay knows, most people who know me, this was like most anticipated for me. So it's kind of that kick in the pants, right? Where you're like, I really want this figure. This should be awesome. And I feel like, and I, again, learning just now live about the cardboard aside, I thought this should be great, right? It's not like you're churning out hundreds of Star Wars or Marvel figures. It's Back to the Future, man. You got Doc and Marty. That's a wrap. I mean, unless they want to give us Biff or anybody up, but I doubt it, right? So it's Doc and Marty. It's very rare that we actually get a figure from this property. So it's like, and then seeing the head sculpt, that we already own, from 5-6 years ago, I was like, no, surely it was just a placeholder. I thought.
Yeah.
Plus, he's way too young.
Yeah, and that is a problem, and that's the inaccuracies of things, because he's supposed to be a tad older here. This version of Doc Brown had supposedly have had the work done in the future and all that. So he's supposed to be a little, look a little more, a little more weary, a little bit more aged, a couple more bags underneath the eyes. That's where he was in this, part of the in this state in the films. The head sculpt, personally, I saw that coming from a mile away. And the reason why, if we look at what we've been going through all year with Hot Toys, it's been a lot of rehashes. It's been a lot of recycled parts. You look at a figure we just got, Axe Wolves. Axe Wolves is a completely reused parted out figure. He's a Kid Bash, if you will. A good investment on Hot Toys, Kid Bash, but yet still a Kid Bash. I mean, it's not a figure I don't think any of us are running out to go grab right away.
Right.
But this one is for a lot of collectors. But like I said, you have to really pay attention to what's going on this year. Like, even when people, and I know I don't want to get people upset about it, but it's a good figure, don't get me wrong, but I bring up Boba Fett. I bring up Arena Boba Fett. Arena Boba Fett is a great figure, don't get me wrong. But when you get past that, they just painted him black and they gave him a staff. It's a reused figure. It's a Malibu Stacy, so this goes right in that pile too. This is a reused figure. The body is the same. The head sculpted is the same. What I'm excited about is those accessories, the costuming, having a dot. That's the thing.
Well, see, that was my thing. Like, because again, I looked at it barely last night.
Yep.
And I said, shit, okay, I knew, fuck, Jay was right, and then so I tried to look at the positive of it, because of course I'm getting it. Again, it's, we're huge fans of Back to the Future.
Yep.
But then I was like, okay, what's the positive? I was like, well, okay, there's a shitload of accessories. That's pretty cool, right? But then I didn't realize the box was cardboard, so that's also going to kind of take some dings. Philly Billy, exactly. He's a Back to the Future fan. Feels like a slap in the face, low key. And I couldn't agree more, man, honestly, because it seems like, I'm trying to think of my words here, but lately I just feel like there's been a lot of misses, in my opinion, from Hot Toys.
A lot of people saying that. A lot of people said that this morning. It feels like we're getting an abundance of L's. And I think the L's, and who said it? I think Christian Ditor's collection said it. He's like, these L's are collateral damage. And they're collateral damage because they have to get out so many. They're way behind on releases. And they're trying to get out all this 2020 and 2021 stuff as fast as possible, as timely as possible. And they're cutting corners. They're cutting corners. And listen, I'm fine with certain corners being cut. Certain corners are going to be cut. But when you give us the same exact, it's bad enough you're giving us the same exact head sculpt. I can forgive that. As messed up as it is, I can forgive it. But when you got slots for an accessory that this figure doesn't even come
It
with.
doesn't even have. Yeah. No, listen, dude. I understand what you're saying, but I am not so forgiving, bro.
Yeah.
Okay. Is he coming home into my collection? Yeah. So did that mean they won? Well, technically, yeah, because they're gonna get my money, right?
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna like. It's still not cool, man. You're reusing the same sculpt that's not even from the right movie. He's not aged properly. He still has the slits, like you said, from the figure that we both have from 6 years ago. Like, it doesn't make any sense, dude. And I feel like they just cheapened it out and put it out. And I'm like, but you can make like 7 Black Widows with different head sculpts,
Right.
you know, or Captain America's or whatever. And I get it. Like, Marvel's like the hot shit right now. Back to the Future was mid 80s. But still, it's like, I feel like more respect should have been given to the property because you really only mess with 2 figures from this property. It's kind of rare. Like I said, the last time other than Marty, right? Because they were both announced the same time a year and a half ago. Marty, we got instantly.
Well, the thing that's kind of upsetting, and I noticed this morning. Anybody looks back at the show this morning, you kind of see me kind of pivot a little bit, because at first I'm like, okay, I can forgive the head sculpt, but when you look at the Marty, and you're probably going to bring that picture up soon, but it's a picture of Marty and Doc side by side. You can see the updated paint apps on Marty, biggest day, and then how dated Doc is. It shows.
Oh yeah.
And that kind of hurts. I ain't gonna lie. I'm still getting it. I'm still excited for it. But that did kind of hurt. It's like, come on, guys. You could at least, if you're going to give us the exact same sculpt, you could update those paint applications a tad. And that is true.
No, I agree. And like I said, man, it's funny. I made a little clip about it because you and here's the thing. I was trying to be optimistic. And those of you who haven't tuned in Saturday night on our live stream, it was myself and Jay.
Yep.
And Toka Collector, we were talking about this very, very, very same thing. And I was adamant, man. I mean, I was like, nah, Jay, you're wrong. It's bullshit. But I think you won this fight, bro.
Final round. Fight.
Damn, I didn't want to finish you.
Took my ass out, bro.
I would at least given you a babality. I would have gave you a babality.
Or friendship, bro. Friendship. Right. Oh, but it's bullshit, man. It's so I feel, whatever. I was trying to be optimistic for everybody, but Jay was right. He was right. It's unfortunate.
It is. Yeah.
But 6 Sale Collections, my man, real quick with a $5 super chat, man. Appreciate it, brother. Says I'm disappointed. A reused head sculpt, single jointed elbows. Whoa, is he single jointed? Is this deal getting worse all the time?
Well, here's the thing. With
the cardboard,
it's the same body that the first one came with. And with the single jointed elbows, me personally, I feel like this. It's Doc. You're not gonna have him pose like Spider-Man. He's not gonna be posed holding a gun this way. You're not gonna get that for him. So that's forgivable. I'm fine with the single joints, but when you talk about cardboard accessories, damn it, now that's the kick in the balls. That's like, what?
Yeah, like the Scarlet Spider pizza box I totally got.
Yeah.
A pizza box is cardboard, bro. You can give us, they give us all these other elaborate, in my opinion, elaborate plastic accessories from a lot of other figures that oftentimes for me just sit in a box.
Exactly.
But I'd hope that's not their argument because it's Doc and it's supposed to be the deluxe, so it's supposed to come with the plutonium and all this cool stuff. You'd think they would just go with the plastic mold and not. Yeah.
That wouldn't have cost them anything to do. You know what I'm saying? It really wouldn't have. And the figure is already a reuse and a rehash enough. Giving us that, that plastic case wouldn't have, that just, they say they saved a bunch of money. Like how much? It's like it just shows you that they really don't believe in this property, so to speak, in a way. I mean, but yet they're bringing out the DeLorean. So I don't
No,
know.
that's what's so perplexing, right? Because they had the whole event a year and a half ago, Toy Sapiens, right, in Japan. And I know Back to the Future is huge in Japan. I know that Hot Toys is not Japan, but still, it's very huge in Japan. They always seem to be showing like care with this property because it's so rare when they actually do something. But when they do, they kind of make a spectacle of it, you know. So that's why I'm like, wow, they skimped, man. Kanui, my man, how you doing, my friend? It's been a minute, man. He says, "What's up, fellas? It's weird that they created a brand new sculpt for Doc, which is arguably the least favorite movie for most people. Part 3, right?
Right.
And part 1 being the most iconic. I do agree with that. I'm really excited for the part 3 figures because they both look great. They have new sculpts, multiple swap outs for their outfits and accessories. I'm like, that's what we should be getting for all of them, in my opinion.
Exactly.
Go ahead, continue, Jay. I'm sorry.
No, I totally agree with that. Totally agree with that. We should be getting these, you know, these things. And my thing was because it is a cheaper, because they did reuse a lot of stuff. Just, you know, the accessories and the outfit was going to be the thing to save this figure. Let's be honest. That's how I think that was going to be the way collectors justify it in their collection. It's Doc from part 1. And for all of us that have the old DeLorean or have or have the Marty, the first Marty from the first movie, it's a way to, you know, complete a shelf. So it makes sense that we're getting it. But for them to give us a cardboard plutonium case, even from where I was this morning, that changes it a little bit. And I know that sounds crazy. It's like, damn, that one thing, but that one thing does it's like, okay, that was enough. Single joints, I'm like, okay, I understand. Head sculpt, you used it before. You don't want to spend money on it. Okay, cool. But you're giving us great accessories. Oh no, here's a cardboard plutonium.
Well, and that's the thing.
That's the limit.
And it's funny because we're all collectors of 6 scale figures, right? And we're just saying Hot Toys right now because that's what we're talking about is Hot Toys. So we're all used to buying multiple figures over time. And then it really starts to make me think. It's like, do I care about a lot of my collection? And the reason I say that is because, like, I'm really excited for Back to the Future. It's not to say that I don't love what I have, right? Everything that I've been collecting. But certain things, I guess, what I'm trying to say, certain figures hit different.
Yes.
And for this being kind of a rarity, again, like I said, it's not like another Star Wars or Marvel release. Hell, it's not even as frequent as DC. And that's like, you know, super infrequent in general with Hot Toys. So I think that's where I get a little vocal about it because I feel like these are such rare properties for them to produce.
Yeah.
That you would think in 2022. I mean, fuck, man, we got figures from 2013, 2014 that are better.
It's very true.
I mean, I'm not lying. Like we had some really great stuff that still holds up. Yeah. So in my head, I'm thinking, okay, now we're in 2023 almost. You would think that some of this stuff would be like, I don't know, handled with better care, in my opinion.
I agree. I totally agree. It should be. It definitely should be handled better. And this is a property that is rarely touched in 1/6 scale, and they got it. They got the license to do it. They should have knocked it out the park. The good thing about this is that this leaves room for other companies to come in and make improvements. The problem with that is, are people going to speak with their wallets? I know we hear that NR is going to be doing at some point they'll be doing a DeLorean, but are they going to go? They're doing the DeLorean, but are they going to go all in on this line? Are we going to get a Marty and Doc? Is that going to happen? It just may happen. But the thing is, are people going to vote for their wallets and are going to pay $500 for a Marty McFly?
Honestly, if the quality of in-art is as expected to be, hopefully we'll know soon. I should have my Joker hopefully in the next month.
Yeah.
And that's kind of going to be our benchmark. That's going to be our baseline for the figures, right? That's the first one we're going to get. So if in-art can do that, and they do put out like a $450, $500 Doc Brown or Marty McFly, and it's like amazing, and the hair's rooted, and the expressions, like, yeah, bro, I think I'm in. It comes down to voting with wallets, man. Jerry makes up a good point though. Does that make anyone worry about the quality of the DeLorean? What are your thoughts on that?
Excellent question. Excellent question. My thing with the DeLorean, I think we're good with the DeLorean. Because if it's of the same quality of the one that's behind me, we're good. But you also got to think about it like this. As I was unboxing that DeLorean in 2018, and I was so happy, paid $1,000 for it. When I had to put stickers on it, a part of me was like, I paid $1,000 for a fucking toy. Excuse my French.
No,
so,
of course.
But that is the thing that was kind of like, this license plate should be like die cast for $1,000.
Right.
Now,
You're looking at it like, you're like, hey, no, I want like quality. I'm paying a premium. I don't want to apply a bunch of stickers and you really taking me out of the experience. Because here's the thing, man. Like, I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I like to open a figure while maybe like watching the movie or the show. If I can, I have a couple hours to chill, put something on and kind of enjoy the experience. If it's something, if it's just like a Death Watch Mando or, something like that, okay, I'll put it on the shelf or whatever. But if it's something you're excited to get, it's fun to do that and kind of sit down and have a little time for yourself and, maybe, check out the accessories, maybe try a couple poses, put on the movie or whatever, just kick back. And then when you pull that out, you're like, yeah, I spent all this money on this thing. I finally got it. And I have to apply all these stickers and this and that. You're like, it pulls you away. It doesn't, I understand. Also, 16 Fix Man says he was excited for this one. Very disappointed and debating if I still need. Sorry, Jay, go ahead.
No, and just one other thing about that. For the most part, I think with the DeLorean, the Part 2 DeLorean, I do think we're fine. The one thing that I do worry about is electronics, because we all know Hot Toys doesn't do the best electronics. The old electronics in mine, the electronics hold up very well. But I am worried about the USB, what kind of technology they're going to put in this thing, or are the lights in the dashboard going to hold up, like stuff like that. I'm worried about when it comes to it. But the actual piece itself, I think we're fine.
Yeah. Well, and here's the thing, man, and Agent Silver Fox, he asked me last night too, because again, I was like asleep. He's like, you gonna go live? And I was like, nah, man, I'm gonna go back to bed. And he's like, oh, do you want to, was gonna see if either I was gonna go live or if I was gonna come on and talk with him. So I didn't even get to really watch him last night because, like I said, I passed out. But that's interesting that he hated the head sculpt but praised the case. He won't now, probably because he didn't know right at the time that it's cardboard. Because I would take a moment and say, you know what? Looking at this photo here, I love this. I absolutely love this right here. Seeing all these cool, intricate accessories that are from the movie. I think this is really, really, really cool. That was the only saving grace for me at the time, knowing this is cardboard, which is whatever. I guess, whatever, dude. It sucks, but it is what it is. I guess the rest of the stuff's not cardboard. Obviously, some of it's paper. The rest appears to be plastic or some pleather.
If they tell me the tool belt is cardboard, I'm done.
Oh yeah, bro. I would be done on that one, because that I thought was interesting. I was like, look at all these cool accessories from the movie.
Yep.
Really cool, because you could in a way utilize these with your other Back to the Futures as well if you wanted to, right? But it's just like, damn. Yeah. 1K, we shouldn't have to put stickers on them, bro. That's all I'm saying, man. I agree with Jay on that one.
Yep.
So it is what it is on that one, man. But yeah, he doesn't. I'm wondering though, what's underneath? What's underneath the jumpsuit?
What they saw looking at the sideshow video, they showed it was like just a Hawaiian shirt.
Did they take off the jumpsuit? I didn't. Like I said, I haven't seen anything yet.
I think you can. They didn't do it in the first look, but I'm pretty sure you can.
Because I wonder if he has a whole outfit underneath. That's what I was wondering.
It's a good question. No,
yeah, I wasn't sure.
Yeah, during the first look, they didn't do it. They didn't show it. But that is interesting. I wonder.
Yeah, because I'm just wondering if you can like alter some stuff up, but it is the same sculpt, and I get it. And totally, Darth Negative, I get it, man. If you're upset, don't buy it, right? But it's kind of hard too, because you're like, this is one you're looking forward to. So at the end of the day, of course, we're still gonna probably get it, right? I mean, I'm getting it. It's just it's disappointing when you're like, I said that Saturday night, bro. I was like, each dock should have a different head sculpt. I think it would look really weird putting these two next to each other.
Yep.
So yeah, it kind of sucks here, man. Uncommon Flex, my dude, because I know I'm a rookie here, but the people looking forward to this should not have to compromise their enthusiasm because Hot Toys decided to compromise their product. Not our fault. They can't keep it.
Ooh, facts. I mean,
I would agree with that.
I gotta agree with that. I gotta agree with that.
Yeah. So, and again, you know, if you guys are all into this, of course, man, you know, not saying don't get it, but I'm pissed because, you know, this is something I really wanted. So I feel like, wow, they skimped it. And, you know, at certain things, you know, you kind of have to, you got to be a little vocal about it. You know what I'm saying? At least that's how I feel, because otherwise, as some people in the chat have already said, you know, it's like, remember Tony Stank, right?
Right.
I mean, you know, and I don't think people were complaining for the sake of complaining, right? There's sometimes when people are just being toxic for toxic's sake or whatever, right? But I think those were legitimate concerns, and with enough people saying, hey, you know what, this is, you know, because if you don't say anything, right, people, they're not going to know.
Yeah.
You know, or maybe they do know and they're just trying to pull one over on you and hope that nobody says anything. But when people, you know, have a voice, it's in, you know, when it's valid, I feel like, you know what I'm saying? If you don't like a figure and you're just shitting on it because you don't like the figure or the character, that's, you know.
I think sometimes, and this happens a lot, I think sometimes we'll talk about stuff to kind of convince ourselves out of the hype and getting it. I think that happens a lot sometimes in our community, but also I think more than most, in most cases, when there's gripes, they're legitimate gripes. And this is a legitimate gripe. This is. I think my only point of it is guys, pay attention, you know, and I don't want to be like pay attention. I don't want to say it like that, but I've been paying attention what's been going on this year, and they've been doing a lot of recycling. They've been doing a lot of recycling and a lot of kit bashing and to get stuff out quick. And I bring Arena Boba Fett up to that point. If what saved it, once again, they knew there was a fan base. They knew it had comic lore to back it. They also knew that Boba Fett is great, and they knew they can sell another Boba Fett. But at the end of the day, it was still a reused, parted out figure that they put in a box. They made it scarce. And it probably will be on my figure of the year list, and a lot of people's figure of the year list,
Right?
You know, but at the end of the day, it was shenanigans. It was them. They were still pulling a fast one on us, you know. And now, but this, I put it in the same category, but then again, I don't, because some of these things, like those look at that, like those ear slots are, it's distracting.
Well, it's distracting and it's unsightly. And here's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of understand too, because I don't want to, you and I have the originals, the Back to the Future 2 Doc and Marty. Now, as people pointed out in the chat, those fetch a pretty penny. They're out of reach for a lot of people. Maybe nobody has any Back to the Future figures, right? So this is their first chance coming in to get a Doc.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that. And be like, I would be excited. Hey, I can get a Doc Brown. That's cool, right? It's affordable. It's retail.
They exploited that.
Right. But and I feel like that was exactly that. It was exploited in that sense, because it's like, you, at the very least, man, just fill the holes in the hair. You know, because in my head, I'm looking at it like, well, that was specifically for our figure with the glasses from 2015.
Yeah.
So just as a consumer, I'm like, damn, they just straight up just threw the same shit. Like, what? Like, you know what I mean? And then when you drop $300 on it, it's the same. Like, it's the same as, like you said, buying a DeLorean and putting a bunch of stickers on it, whatever, you know. You're putting a lot of money into something. $300 is still a lot of money, especially nowadays.
Hell yeah.
So to get that's where I feel like, damn, that's that's kind of a lazy way out, man, in my opinion.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question. Do you think once we're done with this these 2020 and 2021 releases, you'll think they'll get back to form and they'll start giving us better quality?
No,
Wow.
I don't. And the only reason I say that, and it's not to knock on them, right? Because they do some really good stuff still. But you got to remember, like, a lot of the older stuff that we have, or even if you don't have it, and just know that a lot of the older figures, I would say almost pre-Disney, there was a lot of care and development into stuff like that, right? Like,
Yep.
it was really a cool experience to buy like a DX10 Terminator,
Yep.
you know, and unbox that and just see like how cool it is, or like the DX09, right? Or is that the 8? The Joker. I think the Joker's 8, Batman's 9, I think.
Yeah, I believe so. No.
Joker, an incredible piece, dude,
Yes.
with tons of accessories, like very well. You have over time, I think, at least for me, that's what pulled you in, right? And
Yep.
you get these experiences and you're like, wow, these are really, really, really well done and really taken care of. Like, you can tell that they put a lot of heart into these things. And then I feel with the whole Disney surge of everything, it's turned more into mass production. Like I said, this whole year, maybe 2 years, but more noticeably this year, I see there's a lot of corners being cut.
Yeah.
To make ends meet, right? And in a business sense, I don't blame them, but I feel like they've bit off more than they can chew. 170 pre-orders coming. They need to get shit out, right? So it doesn't feel like the Hot Toys of old for me yet. So long story short, obviously, but if to answer your question, I don't know. Like, in the next year or so, are they going to pull back and bring us that type of quality that we used to get from them, or is this just the norm now and it's just mass produce figures, and now we're going to have other companies that are going to step up, perhaps? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, so it's a tough one, man. It's a tough one to say, because some stuff's good. Some stuff to this day is still pretty good. Like, their sculpts are really good. They've been really improving on their sculpted hair.
Yep.
But then you get stuff like nowadays we're getting DXs that aren't really DXs.
Yeah.
And the DX has multiple SKUs, which is kind of weird. That's not a DX. And
a DX was what it was. When you got a DX, you were getting the foam. You were definitely getting 2 head sculpts. Definitely getting rolling eyeballs with each head sculpt. You were getting You're getting a different outfit and a cool ass base. It was an experience. It was an experience. They definitely put more care in it. And I totally agree to that. It's becoming more of like a conveyor belt this year, where they just getting shit out and cutting corners. It's like, I use the analogy of building a house. And with this, they built a house, but they totally did not finish the basement and forgot to paint some of the walls, so to speak.
No, yeah, man. And that's not to dissuade anybody, because, I'm still going to buy figures. I still got shit coming. I'm still excited for Batman and Robin from Batman Forever. Doc was definitely high on my list.
Oh.
There's other stuff. I mean, when they showed off RoboCop and then Wolverine, that was super refreshing to me. I was like, cool. It's not just this what they've been churning out lately. I miss all that kind of stuff. So I think they need to get back to their old ways, but maybe they can't because they're just so pumped, with Disney right now. It's just like, for whatever reasons,
Yep.
You could call it, that's their choice, right? You could say, well, that's what they wanted to do. So I'm not going to say it's, that they're stuck. I think they make their own decisions as a company. I got some sex bots in the chat.
Hey, probably.
Yeah. So I'll bring this up real quick just to do a quick comparison, man. But if you guys didn't know, like, this is the original Doc, and that's the reason why he's got the same slits,
Yep.
because of the glasses, right there. So it's just kind of weird. Do we get the bots taken care of, or do I got to take care of it? Let me know. I don't see them anymore, so maybe they're taken care of. So
yeah, I think
and I love this figure. Don't get me wrong. but I feel like because it fits this character. You know, it fits it. So just to be able to go back to that one, well, not Einstein, gosh. But you know what I mean? To go back to that is like, damn, bro. I mean, that's it. I'm just flipping back and forth so you guys can really see the difference. It's like there's none. So anyway, that's just kind of how I'm feeling on that shit, you know. And I get it because a year and a half ago, remember when it launched, I even said that shit. I was like, damn, this is the same sculpt we have.
Yep.
And I thought, okay, well, we got 16 months or so. And I swear to God, I was just like, well, that must be the Back to the Future 2 head that's there as a placeholder. You know, just so they could show us the new outfit and everything. Hey, look, we're making a part 1, but you know, from the neck down is what you're gonna get. In my head, I just thought, no way,
right.
No way, you're gonna take a year and a half just to make the soft goods.
Yeah, and the time between was a long time. I remember we were complaining about it, like, damn, I gotta wait like 2 years. Now it turned out to be a year, you know, getting it, but yeah, man, I wish they did give us another head sculpt. Personally, I wish they did. I kind of felt even back then that we were going to get the same thing, because when you look at those Back to the Future 3 figures, completely new sculpts, completely new everything.
Oh, they look great.
And they look amazing. So all the work and the tooling and the R&D went into those figures. This one is a kid bash. You know, it was definitely a kid bash. And, you know, I've seen some docs. I saw some docs online that, you know, some customs that a couple of people did, and they were very expensive. So I look at it like this. Well, at least I get something for retail to finish off my Back to the Future collection. And then I have my Back to the Future 2 collection, because the collection is one lump side right now. So
look at that.
Amazing.
This is badass, dude. This is like multiple style outfits, right? Should you choose to do that. A whole new sculpt, proper hair, you know, from this is cool, man.
Nope.
So that's what I was saying. I was like, wow. You're giving us something pretty badass here. What happened with part 1?
No.
Exactly. They look fantastic.
This is where the money went. This is where the R&D went. R&D went in, and the money went into this right here. They wanted to do something different, and they did it with this right here. And I think the doc that they gave us from part 1 was a way to give everybody a doc, because it was out of reach. The Back to the Future, but it's so crazy. They do things that don't make any sense, because you give us Back to the Future figures, but then you don't do which would have made more sense to not give us Back to the Future figures at all, and just give us reissues of the Back to the Future 2, give us the DeLorean, and then give us these. That would have made more sense. But
boy, that's what I want to know right here, bro.
Yeah,
that's what I want to know right here, with the fucking white walled wheels and the.
Yeah, man.
Oh, dude. So is this going to take another 7 years, and we're going to get a part 3 DeLorean?
7 years. Oh, we're not going to see that for a while.
Yeah,
but
yeah. I mean, that's different. This is all different.
Yeah, you can't part that out. That's got to be all different, even with the weathering and all that. You that has to be a total new SKU. Yeah, I think we'll be seeing this when we're in our 50s.
Yeah. Well, I will say I was probably the only one who was vocal a year and a half ago, and I'm still sticking to my guns on this one. So I haven't listened to anybody else yet. Again, I just woke up. Mm-hmm. But that's how I felt a year and a half ago, and that's how I feel today, man. That I feel like this is not this one, but you know, I feel like they cheapened out, man. They cheapened out. Personally. Yeah, and this does look badass, dude. So I'm looking forward to part 3s.
And they're right around the corner, right?
They pushed now. They're back to January now. See?
Wow. So
January to March, bro. Like with the DeLorean too. So this is all coming like really soon, man.
And Sideshow just shipped out Doc today. He just got shipped. He shipped.
Yeah.
Wow.
AJ wants to train, man. Go big or go home. Hell yeah, dude. Oh, that would be massive. Yeah, Sean, that's a good point too. Get Marty to stand with Clint Eastwood. You know, that would be really cool.
That's awesome.
That would be really cool, man. Bob Dylan says if the Part 3 doc has a hat and slots for the glasses. Oh man, I know. So it's just
Are these hats removable?
I don't know if the hat's removable. Is it fixed to the sculpt? It looks like it's affixed to the sculpt, but so here's the costume. He's got a coat, a blazer, a vest, a shirt, an undershirt, pants, belts, boots, bow tie, and scarf. So I think it's sculpted onto the head. His accessories show the miniature time machine, a pocket watch, a communicator with battery, and a figure stand.
Yeah, then it's fixed to the sculpt.
So I think it is. I think it's attached to him. Yeah, the hats are not removable. So that's okay. That's all right.
Nope.
He still looks pretty badass. Again, and it is weird, like you were saying, that we're getting kind of the 2.0 of Marty in the first time of Doc for part 1, and then we're getting the part 2 DeLorean. The timing's all kind of, you know what I mean?
It's weird.
It's all kind of goofy.
Yeah.
But damn cool looking, man. I am looking forward to both of these.
Yeah, those are going to be awesome.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate. It's just unfortunate with Doc, but whatever. It is what it is, guys. You know, I guess at the end of the day, I mean, I'm still picking them up, but I wish, you know.
And that's the thing that kind of sucks because I'm still excited, but they're exploiting that. They're exploiting our excitement to get to receive the figure. And then for all the people that really wanted a Doc, they're exploiting that as well. That's not, when you think of it like that, that's not really cool. It really isn't. They should have made it a great experience and a unique experience for these collectors that didn't get a Doc, but in a new experience for us that already have one. Yeah, it sucks. But I'm still kind of excited to get it. And I think that's the problem. That is the problem.
Well, that's definitely the problem because I'm excited to get them, but you're just like, damn, I wish it was.
Yeah.
You know, if you're going to do that with other properties, why skimp on Back to the Future?
Yeah.
And the reason I also say that is because there are people out there that, you know, we've talked about this, that don't even know what 6 scale figures are. They don't know what Sideshow is or Hot Toys, but they're Back to the Future fans. So like that's why I was saying like DeLoreans usually fly, because Back to the Future, like Ghostbusters, is just a timeless classic that has fans from all over the world. So regardless of whether or not they're into the hobby, they find out that they can get a decent sized DeLorean, they're gonna buy it. Yep. You know, so you know that these properties should have, I don't know, I would think a little bit more care into them, was my point, because they're so, you know, beloved across, you know, generations in the entire world. So maybe I'm expecting too much. I don't know.
I mean, you want what you pay for. That's it, and it's done. You're buying a new figure, you should get a new figure. And not a rehash.
Yeah.
But
at the end of the day, you know, does it fall on deaf ears? Who knows? But we'll at least voice our concerns. It kind of sucks. It's a disappointment. You know, we'll see what it is in hand, right? We'll see it in hand, but it's just going to look kind of wonky to me when it's there with the Back to the Future 2 Doc. Like I told you Saturday night, if you have all 3 of them lined up, I'm like, well, it's the same. It's the same figure.
Right.
Same figure.
Yep.
So I don't know. Yeah. But you guys, let me know what you think in the chat. Leave a comment, you know, on the video. If you guys are watching this, you know, later on, let me know what you guys think about this too, man. I'm interested to hearing everybody's thoughts. A lot of mixed reactions in the chat today about it. It does feel a little skimped, but you know, what can we do? Because he's, you know, $300 figure.
Yep.
You'd expect something a little bit more, but.
And listen, NECA does this all the time. You know, this happens a lot, but we're talking about $30 figures,
right?
Opposed to a $300 figure. So, yeah,
big difference.
Big difference.
And I saw those NECA sculpts look pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, for a $30 figure, I'm like, oh, well, that looks more kind of like Doc.
Yep.
But whatever. We'll see what happens during this next year if things are going to change. Of course, Doc will be come and gone, unless, like you're mentioning, maybe they decide to redo the Back to the Future 2s. But I don't think they will. Like I said, I think maybe the reason why they reused the sculpt, amongst the obvious reasons, is it gives other people an opportunity to get a Doc with little out of their pocket. And they showed off the disguised versions, remember?
Yeah.
That was a year and a half ago at Toy Sapiens. So they showed them. Those are branded Back to the Future 2.
Yep.
But they're just wearing the disguises when they go to the Enchantment Under the Sea dance and,
Exactly.
they're incognito. So those may still come out. So that's why I was like, I don't think they'll reissue the Back to the Future 2 figures. I think they'll just put out those disguised ones as Back to the Future 2 as another alternative for people.
But I can't even see those because it's not enough to come with those to justify a full release. And what I mean by that is, those are not the best versions of Marty and Doc.
No, they're not. They're not.
That's like a Toy Fair exclusive. Yeah. And when we get to when we got the Toy Fair exclusives of last year, I was, this past summer, I was completely felt let down because I thought those would have been your Toy Fair's exclusive. Those have Toy Fair exclusive written all over them. Yeah, but to make it like, oh yeah, we're gonna get these, we're gonna put these out, and it's just gonna be a regular release. I don't think they make good for a regular release. They don't even come with they won't even come with a lot of accessories.
No, they're gonna be very kind of special, in that sense, just like a unique one-off, like you said, like an exclusive.
Yeah.
So yeah, exactly that, man. So anyway, guys, I think we're gonna wrap, man. I know, Jay, you got to get back to work. We got a show Thursday night on your channel.
Best of the best coming up Thursday night. We're gonna be talking more about this, and I'm sure there'll be some more releases to talk about this week. And yeah, got some stuff. We also got an announcement of end of the year contest. We'll be announcing on Thursday. You can win your Bo-Katan figure and some gift cards for the holidays.
Oh, so, hey, that's gonna be dope, man. And that's what we're doing here in the Facebook group too, guys. If you haven't, come join the 6 Mafia Facebook group. We got a thing going. I'm going to put up the details sometime this week, but I'm going to have everybody in the group kind of participate, a little bit of contest. We got some giveaways for the holidays. It's going to be fun, get everybody engaged. So, come check it out on there. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to Brother Cousins if you haven't already as well, man. We're on the road to 4K, my friends, here. And, man, it's going to be a good 2023, man. So everybody out there, stay safe. All that good jazz. Come check us out, like I said, in the groups. Follow Jay, myself, the Facebook, and we will see you guys in the next stream, man. Peace out.